I'm sure that there will be many references to Major Naomi Shaffer's stellar career and significant work and distinguished service as a Salvation Army officer this morning. But among her finest hours were during the first days of the World Trade Center disaster in New York City. Bunny, along with Larry, served tirelessly in the first hours of that disaster when Manhattan had been cut off seemingly from the rest of the world. The tunnels and bridges had been closed. Only a few of us remained to serve during what seemed an insurmountable task. It has become known as the first battle in America's war on terrorism. And so the military that controlled New York in those days awarded a ribbon to those servicemen who served in that battle. And then the fire department and the police department in New York themselves secured permission to issue a special recognition, a battle ribbon that they could wear on their uniforms to signify their service during those days. It was soon suggested that the Salvation Army, because of their service rendered and the universal appreciation for all Salvationists serving in those days, also should wear a similar ribbon. And so one was cast, a badge was cast and approved, and we wrote and secured permission so that that ribbon could be worn on the uniforms of the Salvationists and employees who served alone during the first days of that disaster. I have such a ribbon with me because Bunny owned it and wore it proudly. And she and her husband carried that distinction. Some years later, a collector of Salvation Army memorabilia called me, and he said, "How can I get one of those?" And I said, "I can't." And then he said, "Well, certainly there's some around. There must be a few extra." And I said, "There are, but they're guarded." He then said to me, "Sir, certainly, somehow, someone has one that they'll give to us." And I responded to him, "Sir, the only way you'll get one is if an officer who has earned it wills it to you." And so last evening, Larry suggested that Bunny would want her son Jeff to have this memento. So Jeff and Larry, would you join me, please? In memory of your mother, I present to you, sir, her battle ribbon for services rendered during the World Trade Center disaster. God bless America and all who served.
Thank you.
Now we'll hear some tributes, first from the program and the staff. Mr. Richard Ellis, a graduate of the program and the resident supervisor here.